Before we talk about what the Renaissance was or why it was important, it's important to note what the definition of the word is. The word literally means rebirth. The Renaissance was a period in European history during the 14th and 17th centuries where there was a revival of European art and literature. It emphasized art, education, and critical thinking. It was based on humanism. A cultural movement that served the purpose of turning away from the medieval thinking to focusing on thoughts associated with ancient Greek and Rome. This movement focused on reason and logical thinking through music, art, and literature, stressing the importance of human values instead of religious beliefs. The Renaissance period was a very important time, having much impact on centuries after and even today. It has had a major impact on society in a variety of ways. The Renaissance has paved the way for using artistic expression, like writing, music, and painting, for improvement, both individually and collectively as a culture. The humanist view encouraged scientific researches and inventions, like the printing press, invented by the German printer Johannes Gutenberg, who was the first in Europe to print using movable type and the first to use a press. This led to further inventions found in today's societies that are considered to be convenient and reliable. The authors and the artists before the Renaissance were generally focusing on religious topics. The writers of the Renaissance wrote in such a way that the readers could understand, enjoy, and connect with the works. This was also reflected in the paintings and music. Important figures of the Renaissance include Leonardo da Vinci, an Italian artist celebrated as a painter, sculptor, architect, engineer, and scientist. His most famous work is the Mona Lisa painting. This piece has been said to be the best known in the art world and is admired and famous for its technical innovations and the mysteriousness of the smile of Mona Lisa. Raphael, an Italian painter and architect. Raphael was one of the three men, alongside Michelangelo and Leonardo da Vinci, who formed the traditional trinity of great masters of the Renaissance period. His work was admired for its clarity of form and ease of composition. He is best known for his Madonnas, including the Sistine Madonna, and his large figure compositions in the Vatican. Donatello, an Italian sculptor. Donatello's works were mostly statues, but he is also well known and admired for his assistance with Lorenzo Ghiberti, an Italian artist also of the early Renaissance, in creating the famous bronze doors of the Baptistery of Florence. Niccolò Machiavelli, an Italian diplomat, historian, politician, philosopher, humanist, and writer of the Renaissance period. He was arguably one of the most inspired creators in art history, and alongside Leonardo da Vinci, the most influential figure in the Italian Renaissance. Machiavelli is best known for writing The Prince, a political treatise that soon established him as the father of modern political theory. Michelangelo, Italian sculptor, painter, architect, and poet. Two of his most famous works are the David and the Pieta statues. The Renaissance helped with the growth and change of literature. Although William Shakespeare, English poet, playwright, and actor, was not born until towards the end of the Renaissance, he was the first to bring the core values of this important movement to the theater, as he did so through his plays. Shakespeare's characters were created more complex and believable than the simple characters of the pre-Renaissance era. His characters were different and all brought to life, representing diversity in humanity. His use of emotional realism and depth in his characters gave the audience the chance to identify with them. Shakespeare's plays reflect the message of the Renaissance era and has helped to take it much further. The Renaissance period has left its mark. With its humanist and realist viewpoints, artists have used their talents to express life in such a way that we can admire and enjoy their works, but also be able to connect to. Thank you for listening.